What's up? We're back from a little break again, and we were talking about things, and I was like, hey, we gotta stop because we gotta talk about this on microphone and all that. So, we were asking about, like, the fate of Dio, right? More specifically, you were like, why'd they only handcuff one hand instead of both hands and stuff like that? And I was like hypothesizing, like, I guess his reason for dying or even doing the mission is over now because the mission's over, right? And
yes.
But then you had pushback on that, and then I realized, wait, we haven't necessarily confirmed that the people running the AB game like are free of the soul or not.
Yeah,
like my
we have no idea.
My theory before, when we were hypothesizing about how the final arc would turn out, is I was running with the idea that, like, Free the Soul must be running the AB game in order to save the world by sending someone back in time, right? Like, that must be the point of this.
Yes.
And so if that's the case, then they can tell Dio everything, and they'd be like, oh, I guess I can stop trying to kill everyone / myself now. I guess I did the right thing? ? But then that raised the question, like, oh shit, we don't actually know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
Dio could really be an outside terrorist organization that's completely separate from the June and Santa group or whatever Zero is in this case. And I was like, oh fuck, that's true. We might not know. But this goes back to a problem I've raised before, Andrew.
Yes.
Which is that we've talked before about how, like, people, there's no clear verification that the puzzles were unsolvable for one half of the people in the original escape room, in the original Nonary game that happens off camera.
First Nonary game.
Like, that was never confirmed.
Yes.
But I keep making the point, it has to be true, though. Otherwise, how are they testing morphogenetic fields, right? Mm-hmm. That has to be happening. Similarly, Dio's the only reason this plan works. This game, the goal set aside for this game to train Phi and Sigma only works if Dio comes in and tries to murder everybody. If Dio doesn't happen, and if Dio's not here, then that just means they solve some puzzles and get to end of some escape room. And sure, at worst, there's some timelines where people vote betray and some people die. But aside from that, like, there's no real guarantee that morphogenetic fields will get triggered from the intense situation and stuff like that. Because by and large, the problems posed by this scenario are once again entirely solvable without morphogenetic fields. They're just escape rooms.
The only puzzle,
and a prisoner's dilemma.
The only puzzle that needs morphogenetic field solving are the bombs. Right. Like, at most, like, you could potentially find the username and password for that one computer in a different timeline. But even if you didn't, I don't... That you know, when we got the far left timeline where we got that username and password? Mm-hmm. That doesn't matter. Mm-mm. Getting that open to find out that Luna was a robot doesn't affect the story. Mm-mm. It was required for us to beat the game, but only because the bombs were here, and we need to find the code for every bomb. Yep.
If the bombs don't exist... This is just a straightforward puzzle room where we get to the white room, so that at the end, June's like, hi, here's my plan. And we're like, what's a morphogenetic field? And then our plan's fucked because nothing happens. But specifically, Dio came in, planted bombs that we needed to get one password at a time for a bunch of different timelines. You know why I'm relatively convinced that Free the Soul and Dio are all working for this Nonary game?
Why?
Among other things, Zero, who I'm calling Santa, but who knows, gave us one of the passwords. He gave us the code to one of the bombs.
Yeah.
So I still think that Dio is all part of the plan here. If he's not, then this is actually it only has a negative effect on the story. Like, it makes the story worse written if he's not part of the plan, because he's the only reason the plan worked.
We'll find out.
If they didn't specifically send him here, then he's either a weird accident that made the entire game happen, or Akane saw it in a vision that he was going to do this, and then they planned around it, which is like the dumbest thing because that's the second time in a row they do that lazy shit. When they could easily just have the story be that they planned this and they literally sent him in without him knowing that it was their own facility. Like, it makes actually, like, perfect sense. Like, that plot point totally works. Except for the Schrodinger's killing of June. Like, what the fuck? Like, how does Dio Schrodinger kill June? How does that work?
Well, here's the thing I have a question of.
How does he only sometimes kill her?
Is that in this timeline, we never find June's body, correct? Yeah. So how does Dio get a bracelet?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, how does she get Schrodinger murdered? Like,
did they just leave a bracelet on the ground and was like as a breadcrumb to say like, come on, join the game, Dio?
In the Schrodinger's cat experiment, which once again I will say is entirely a hypothetical thought experiment and not a real experiment, you just put a cat in a box and it maybe gets killed by something that you can't observe and you don't know what happens until you open it. But June dies from a murder. A murder by somebody stabbing her by hand. Like, it's not like, whoa, what happened to June? I don't know, Schrodinger's box, let's see what happened. No, Dio either murdered her or didn't. Dio is conscious and connected to the ecosystem of all the other characters and very aware of whether or not he murdered someone. Like, you can't just be
I
like,
think
Schrodinger's murder. It doesn't work that way.
That's the thing. I don't think it's Schrodinger's murder. I think it's a really fucking... I think it's worse. I think it's a really lazy... like
Schrodinger's fucking captain from 999, where he exists in half the timelines and isn't mentioned in the other half.
Yeah, that's
not fucking. Let's all remember that, by the way.
That's accurate.
Captain, the character who gets murdered in some timelines and doesn't exist in the other ones.
Captain is a Schrodinger's
We're gonna
cat,
do that,
but but here's the thing:
June's entire story in this game meant to retcon how dumb Captain was.
No, I think the problem is like he's using Schrodinger's cat. He's using it in an incorrect sense, which I think he's trying to say because we open the AB doors, that's basically like opening the cat box. But the problem is that because
there's litter everywhere. It's the writing.
But the problem is like he's doing it in the sense of like, because we always find June dead inside of an AB room. That's the box. And it's saying that like, because we aren't aware of the morphogenetic fields, our default view of the world is that June is in fact dead. But now that we are aware of morphogenetic fields, her existence is in limbo, like literally limbo, as in like she just ceases.
That does not work though.
I'm not saying it has to.
Like,
I'm just saying like this is what he's doing.
We either have changed the past or we haven't, and we have changed the past. This whole scenario is no longer happening, and it just blinks out of existence.
But now we have to go back before the scenario even happens.
Around. But they pulled this bullshit with the main game where it's like unexplainable how June works in the first game.
Well, they can't, because if they explain it, it's just full of potholes.
She's there as like a 20-year-old throughout the entire game, but until you save her as a child, and then she disappears. But how was she ever there as a 20-year-old? And it's like that. They're kind of pulling that shit again, or she just disappeared again, and it's like, wait, no, what is that? You can't just fuck it.
She just lives her life.
Let's just see how it goes.
AB room passed.
But just so we're clear, if Dio's not part of their plan, then I'm going to riot.
I'm going to riot.
Yeah.
Damn it. Feels like my head's gonna explode. Wait. This facility's gonna explode. Where the hell am I?
No, don't take us back. Not here.
Looks like an elevator, but
this is one of the AB rooms.
Okay, you can't skip. I tried.
Who the hell are you? What the hell is an AB room?
Damn. I guess you did lose your memory after all.
Memory.
So she already remembers.
Well, yeah, because she's...
And now we're going to remember.
She's not incompetent like Sigma is.
910. God damn it.
God damn it. God damn it.
Dio. It's not how you write Dio.
I remember. You're Phi. She grinned. When is this?
I think the premise here is that they've looped like this already, like over and over again.
But this is the only time he remembers.
Yeah, but like they've remembered each other. Like last time they remembered each other's names.
Yeah.
And they're like, why do we remember each other's names? So I think they've been like, it's like revving up an engine until they can launch into the past. Like they're becoming more power.
They're warming up their morphogenetic field abilities.
Like they finish the stuff at the end, and then they're like, oh, we're powerful enough to go into the past, but like only like the beginning of the game, for example, and they replay the entire game again, basically.
What the hell? You forced yourself to replay a game? That sounds awful.
Yeah, but except they don't remember it.
But they do now.
Yeah. But I'm saying like they're getting more and more powerful because at first they just remember each other's names, and now they're going back and like now they're remembering everything. Like, oh shit!
But I'm saying like that sounds like a hell.
But maybe now that they've gone back far enough to remember everything fully, then they're like, we can go further, and that's how the game. And that's how the ending works.
Check your bracelet.
How about you check yourself?
It's a red pair. BP is 3.
Mine's the same.
Does this mean this is the beginning of the game? We've gone back to when we first woke up in the AB room?
No, not
what?
quite.
Yes.
We woke up a little earlier this time.
How would you tell?
How do you
Push
know?
the buttons on the side of your bracelet.
2 hours. 15 minutes.
We didn't wake up this long before the primary doors opened last time. I think we're about an hour early.
Wait a minute. If you're right.
We're in the
Akane
past.
might still be alive.
Oh my god. That's not how Schrodinger's anything works, though.
Wait, but you can't stop Dio.
That doesn't explain why her body wasn't there before, though.
Yeah, it does.
Her body would still be there. It's just now we can go back and stop it now. But that wouldn't make the pro.
No, because we did that already. We already went back and stopped it.
No, that's
Yeah.
not acceptable.
Time travel
That's
isn't
not
acceptable. Keith,
because
that's
Dio's
whole
in the
point.
puzzle
Back
already.
before Dio killed her.
God damn
I
it.
think.
Then
We're here for one reason.
To solve puzzles.
You better solve this puzzle for me. I better not have to do it again.
to stop her from getting killed.
Exactly.
Wait, so does that mean every time she dies, she's actually disappointed they failed in rescuing her?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I guess it didn't work. And then she just dies. Like, that must be the shittiest.
Yeah.
Let's move. We need to get out of here fast.
I mean, she also knows that they have to fail like a lot of times.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Like
Yeah,
most-
but isn't
like
that a
most
bad,
times.
isn't that a shitty realization that you're in the timeline that is a failure?
Yeah, but she kind of did that to herself. Also, she kind of deserves to be in that hell after doing it to everybody else in 999 and this game again. Like, frankly, she better fucking take her fair licks.
She better take her fairly.
Yes! She keeps doing this to people over and over again. She better fucking have a version of herself that dies a bunch of times, too. It's just dick move otherwise.
I mean, come on, man. She died as a kid.
Yeah, but she's doing it in this game, too.
Well, she ain't
She
killing
as an
no
adult's doing it to a bunch of people again, and they're gonna keep dying over and over again. She might as well be part of the dying. Yeah, don't be a dick.
Let's go.
Some fucked up shit, Keith.
Please solve the puzzle for us. No.
Oh my god.
We have to solve the room. I guess this will be nostalgic.
Gotta be fucking with me. I ain't gonna do this shit again.
Yeah, we got to. All right, let's pull these little handle things off. We don't need to
We don't need to
look
look there.
there.
This is our past, remember?
That's fine.
Or that.
This is our past, remember? That means we're just repeating history. See what I'm getting at? Oh, the password to the safe. You're right. Good. So we just have.
Yeah, because
Yay!
this is.
Elevator.
Oh my god, Keith, this actually is useful now.
Yeah.
It's the first time. It's
the
like what
first
you
time.
said.
Star, moon, sun, moon, star. Oh, I clicked on the wrong screen. Shut up.
God damn, you don't have to berate us.
Oops. May have fucked it up. Ah. Sun, moon, star. Whoops.
Close enough.
Boop.
Wait, we didn't get the gold file.
There it is. It's open.
Cracker. Really? I hate you guys. I hate you guys so
hate you
much.
guys.
I'm just happy I'll be free of you soon. That means that this is a quick flowchart, by the way, because we're already in the escape room.
Oh wow, yeah, I guess we're done with
The
it.
escape room counts on the flowchart.
I kind of like. Can we replay the entire game like this? and just
No,
not-
I don't want to. You can do it. I assume that all the safes still work, right?
Wait, can you do that in the regular game?
I wonder if the safes work if you just remember them.
That's what I'm asking.
Can you just type the path? Could somebody just have skipped every escape room by just looking up the safe combinations? Or are they procedurally generated?
No, they're not procedurally generated. There's no way this game had the competency to do that after the dice game. So,
Sigma, what are you doing? We have the key. Open the door. Oh, I clicked on the door itself. Whoops. Oh, it's over here.
she's getting so fucking mad at you.
Yeah.
You're like the worst at
Even though
this.
she doesn't do anything herself. Why doesn't she ever do anything?
All right, let's just put this key in here.
For God's sake, just do it already.
No need to yell.
Yeah, why don't you ever do anything, non-protagonist? Oh, right, that's right, because you're not the protagonist. You're the secondary chosen one. You're the understudy. You're the person that takes over in the play if I get sick.
Well, technically, she can't even do that because she couldn't remember any of the bomb passwords, nor could she remember the location of
she's
one
not
of the
nearly
bombs.
as good at this. Good. Looks like that worked.
Wait, is this gonna like scare Dio when we just slam?
Yeah,
open
let's
the
go
door?
punch the shit out of him. Jesus Christ. Just fucking press the button, both of you. Why the fuck are you counting down? I hate you people so much. Free me from this owl. Let me go.
I wonder if Zero's like, whoa, 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 you guys are really fast at this. Like,
No, Zero knows the plan. We're on schedule here. I can't deal with them being impatient. This paradox of them wasting our time while being impatient, like, I can't handle it.
I kind of wish it was just like, thanks, Obama.
Fine, I climbed up through the hatch and out into the top of the AB room. Took us only a moment to spot them.
Oh, wow, well that,
wow.
Wait, she's just literally ignoring him.
Yeah, it's part of the plan to die.
No, I know, but I'm saying like, does Dio think he's sneaking up on her? Because she's like straight ignoring him.
She's like,
yeah, she's like sitting there humming to herself like, well, I guess I'm going to die. And he's just like,
She's never gonna know.
I can't believe we're this close to running out of time.
Akane.
Again.
Behind her was Dio. He was moving quickly and quietly, a knife glinting in his right hand. Shit. There was no time to yell to her. I scrambled down from the top of the AB room.
to which apparently didn't make any sound.
Fi wasn't following me. When I looked back, she was still standing on the roof.
Is she gonna long jump it? She's gonna
Fine.
jump to the crane?
What the hell are you doing? Get down here and... Before I could finish, she moved.
She pulled out a gun.
She must have robot legs.
She ran across the roof, launched herself into the air.
Yep, there it goes.
Oh, damn!
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
That is some, like, death from above shit.
Oh yeah, that's full on like rigid body destroy you, everything about you.
What?
He's fine. Just unconscious.
You can't guarantee that.
Yeah, you cannot promise that.
I don't think she checked the body.
He looks crumpled. Like, his leg is over his other leg. Like, he's
But
fucked.
also, like, his head may have slammed to the ground so hard that he could just be dead now.
He's got a hat. It's protecting him.
No.
I bent down and held my fingers in front of his mouth. He was still breathing.
It's one way
I
to
don't
do
think
your...
He saw me.
It's one way to check it, I guess.
Probably has no idea what happened to him.
I mean...
Guy went down like a sack of potatoes.
So we're gonna like fake June's death.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's your bracelet and all that, and like make the time loop happen, but June gets to live. All this so we can then just go back in time and make all this not happen anyway. It's a weird amount of preserving the time loop for some reason.
Yeah, wait, we are gonna just...
Also, she didn't hear us yelling at her. He didn't yell. Dio didn't hear us yelling at Fi earlier.
I was under the impression we were at a different
Also,
spot.
Fi failed to ever mention that we were going to supposedly, like, preserve the time stream by taking him out stealthily.
Yeah.
So, like, we were kind of blindsided by that whole plan.
He had it coming.
Damn.
You had your feet
Cold-hearted.
coming.
I heard footsteps come to a stop right in front of us.
Finally.
I looked up.
So you came.
You look so happy.
Good
She
God.
looks like she's so happy
What?
we succeeded.
What happened to you?
She's like a Junji Ito person that's like possessed or something. She like that bony faced, half lidded, like they put a ton of shadow all over her face and all the crevices to show that she's like either like she's clearly like possessed or sick or something.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for you.
At least she sounds a little bit more cheerful.
Well, she doesn't sound like a tinny recording on a cell phone.
You're here to hear the rest, right?
Wait. Just, wait a minute. What the hell is your deal? How can you be so calm?
Why does Kay look like me? Seriously, we're not resolving that? Like,
Why did you bring Clover to a third Nonary game?
how are we not resolving who Kay is still?
If we hadn't shown up just now, you'd...
Have been stabbed in the heart by this young man and died. Yes, Although, that reminds me, I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate you saving me.
Do you seriously? Because you have no fucking emotion.
Part is how I'm not dead. Unfortunately, I lost all feeling in my face 30 years ago in the furnace accident.
What?
Hold on. How do you know about being stabbed by Dio? Are you an Esper too?
Yes, indeed I am.
I am the goddess of Espers.
Jump through time, just like you.
What, you are? Then why the fuck are we here? You can just go to the past and fix it yourself. What in the fuck did you just say? You nullified the entire story in one sentence.
I guess she's not strong enough or something.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. They have power levels now.
Do you need to be strong enough to go back and say, no, don't, Radical 6?
Like, apparently in this game, Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward is the game that adds power levels to the mythos.
I'm so happy.
Where you have to level up your esperness until you can do the mission.
You know what?
That's why the whole game happens.
I'm with Miyazaki on this. Anime was a mistake.
He never said that. It was never a quote. It's totally made up.
I know. I think I'm aware that Miyazaki, the man who basically invented anime, was not.
I can't trust you not to be some sort of like fucking Snapple Cap quoter that just spreads lies.
Not about anime. I mean, I'll lie about bears all day long, but I ain't gonna fucking lie about no fucking anime shit.
What the hell were you thinking?
Sorry, I thought it was.
Are you gonna read it?
If you knew he was going to stab you, why were you going to let him do it?
Because I had to.
Doesn't Sigma remember everything now? He knows this. He talked to Luna. Luna said it was all part of the plan. Like, we've been over this. We're at the last minutes of the game, and
also
our characters
know,
still can't just be up to speed, for God's sake.
And we also know that Sigma has, like, fucking selective memory.
But this is supposed to be the big climax where we know everything. It kind of depends on it being true, otherwise we're gonna fail our mission and everyone dies.
You what?
Think back. Why are you here? If I hadn't been killed by Dio, no one else would have been murdered. Consequently, your own abilities would never have manifested. I did explain, didn't I? The purpose of the AB project was to send the two of you to the past. Or your minds, at least. In order for that to happen, some death was necessary. When a human brain is faced with danger, its processing speed increases. Information is processed more quickly. And time almost seems to
Man, you remember when we played 999 that one time? They talked about how, like, when humans are in danger, their speed would increase and they would be able to process things a lot faster. And
we gotta do it. We gotta go.
I know, I'm just making a joke. Keep going.
Unfortunately, that in itself isn't enough to send oneself through time.
Shit.
The amplitude of the consciousness is simply too small.
Did they tell you to talk infuriatingly slowly?
I mean, did they tell Zero Jr. to talk infuriatingly
We
shitty?
need to slow down the brain before the increase happens. It's a little like a slingshot. You pull back on the rubber band and then let go. The potential energy you stored in the band is released and converted into kinetic energy. That's what fires the bullet out of the slingshot.
Wait.
Now, while a slingshot can only fire in one direction, your mind isn't similarly limited.
Which makes it kind of a shitty metaphor.
When the bullet of your consciousness is fired from the slingshot of your brain, it travels past the three-dimensional world and into the four-dimensional one. From that perspective, time is no longer fixed. In other words, you can travel to the future, the past, whenever you like.
Wait, what? So we can just go back to the future?
I missed my chance.
Wait.
I almost said it and I missed my chance, Andrew.
What?
They were giving us a really redundant explanation of something for the second time to re-explain to us again how time travel works.
Yeah.
And I was like, in my head, I'm like, in other words. And then they said, in other words. I'm like, no, I missed my chance again. I've never nailed it like I did in 999 that one time, and I've been trying to. I keep missing it.
I can't believe you're telling me.
This is so much over-explanation just to explain that you can go back in time, which is a concept we grasped a while ago and already did, by the way.
But she's
like,
saying
we already did it once.
She's throwing the argument that we could travel into the fucking future whenever we like from the past.
I think that Zero Time Dilemma might finally give me what I wanted, which is the characters time traveling on purpose because they know about it.
We'll see.
I think Zero Time Dilemma is going to be like all the characters who've beat the first two games, like are going to be like in some kind of game together. I don't know why the fuck, but I think they're going to finally be able to be characters that know about morphogenetic fields and they go time traveling on purpose and might even involve themselves in murderous, dangerous scenarios on purpose because they know that they'll survive in another timeline or whatever. Whee!
Your consciousness has been released from the three-dimensional cage. In order for that to happen, I had to infect you with Radical 6.
What? Oh, what?
We're infected with Radical 6?
Yes.
Wow, she said that like the most energetic I've ever heard her speak.
That's the most emotion she's had. She's like laughing about the deadly disease we have.
Don't you remember, Sigma? Luna should have told you about it in another timeline.
Wait, what?
Are you sure? Infecting all of these people with such a horrible disease?
Every single one of you has been infected.
Wow,
Well,
wait, how come only
apart
two of
from
us?
Luna, of course. Unfortunately, it was necessary. We needed to slow your minds in order to store up your potential energy. Then we provided a dire situation that would accelerate your processing speed. The result is what you are now experiencing. Your consciousness now occupies four-dimensional space-time.
Is that what we're going to call it?
However, wasn't enough. You had the ability to travel, but your memories could easily be lost during the trip. If the project was to succeed, you had to be able to retain everything you learned in each reality. That was the reason you were forced to jump so many times. With each jump, your ability to remember improved. Eventually, you would be able to retain everything. That is why we made you play the AB game. That was why you had to select different chromatic doors. By forcing specific choices, we could cause you to make more jumps.
I get it. I think I finally understand. Well, okay, there are a lot of things I don't understand, but all of what you've just told me makes sense.
So you know what's bothering me right now?
No, I don't.
You know how the game had like 16 endings?
Yeah.
Or 32 endings or whatever the fuck it was? And like each one developed a new thing that's like... The assumption here, much like that of 999, was that everything that's been developed is all going to come together to all inform some part of the ending.
Yeah.
And the ending is going to be this crazy culmination. It's going to be the firing of every, like, fucking 50 Chekhov's guns, which is, like, the most ambitious fucking ending ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the simplest ending ever. There's so little to this ending so far. Like, it's just a simple case of, we need to charge up your morphogenetic powers so that you can save the world by going back in time to undo something. And, like, almost none of the many disparate story elements, or even explanations of why the characters that aren't us are here, is just, like, unexplained so far. Like, why is Clover here? Why is there a Cockney robot? Why do half the endings happen?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with half the storylines? Why they develop that thing for 3 hours? Like, almost none of those things are coming up right now.
Yep.
And like, and even entire timelines about how like Luna explains everything to us don't really matter, really, except for the specifics of just getting a code for a bomb. But her explanation wasn't important to the ending. The explanation was just important to getting the bomb, basically. I like 999 had the gaping hole of like Ice 9 and Alice never coming up, but this one, like, so far nothing's coming up. Like almost none of like
like there's so many.
This is one of the longest stories I've played in a video game.
Yeah,
and almost none of it seems to have mattered. It was just a bunch of random endings, like the submarine ending over and over again, where it's just like, oh no, there's a submarine. Oh no, this happening. Oh no, blah blah blah. And then it seems to be ready to end now with like not covering any of that. I'm prepared for them to not even mention K. We'll see.
They can't do that.
They have to talk about K, right?
Yeah, I mean they can't. They have to taltalk about why Clover's young, but Junpei is fucking old.
Yeah, like why?
There's like a million questions.
Why are some people kidnapped in the past and not others?
I'm not gonna.
Why is K a clone of me? And how? But the problem. Here's the problem, Andrew. I have no unanswered questions as far as the main story goes.
Well, no, I know what's
like.
Going
What
on.
I mean is the main story.
Well, you still want to know about the Myrmidons.
No, I'm saying like my problem is that those should all be like dangling threads that are going to be answered in a way that answers stuff about the main story because they're important to the main story in some way.
Yeah.
My problem is I have a complete picture already of the main story.
Okay.
Like, okay, we got to go back in the past, save the world. Fine, I get it. Like,
yeah.
I've got it for like 2 hours now because of how straightforward that shit is. So how are any of those explanations going to enrich the actual story, which is presumably why they were established? Is so that then when they can be paid off in a way that enriches the main story. But
I see your problem.
I'm sitting here like, but I already get it. Like, I already get it. Like, why is 7 here turns into be like, oh, because he's the guy who like rescued all the kids in the past, and then and he might even be working on this with them in the future. Like a bunch of different little weird plot points in 9 and 9 came together in the ending in some way, even though the ending itself was this infuriating, I saw it in a vision and that's why it's this way. But this one, it already I already have a satisfying answer for why the game's happening, and it doesn't, but that answer doesn't encompass any of the many variables that we've spent the last 70 hours establishing. Like, they just told us an answer at the end. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, sure. And then I'm like, but what about everything that I thought was going to lead to the answer?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Why do I have robot hands?
Yeah,
why do I have a clone?
Look, I'm gonna go with
Quark here.
I'm gonna go with the impression that like there is relevance, but they're really bad.
I'm just gonna sit here like fingers crossed. Maybe it'll go somewhere, but I'm like, it really feels like I don't need any more explanation.
Man,
but why did we spend all this time?
I've like, now that she's told me all this, I've literally checked out. Like I got it.
Well, let's go.
I got what I came for. I don't know why the fuck all that. I mean, at least you got your answer though.
There's a better answer for why this Nonary Game's happening than there was last time,
and it explains why the escape rooms are there. The escape rooms are literally just for no reason, but the choices in making doors means there's different opportunities.
It's all a training camp.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense than the entirety of 999.
Which was supposed to be a training camp.
But once again, the problem is it only makes sense if Dio was part of the plan. Which he seems to have been, but it's a really dumb piece of happenstance if he just happened to choose to attack us and that worked out for the plan. And they rolled with it.
We don't know that part, and I don't think we ever will.
For me,
I don't think it, because they can't tell you, because if they did tell you, it would probably ruin it.
For me, June knowing that Dio was going to do that is not enough.
No.
She has to have literally planned that and sent him to do it. Otherwise, it's like sloppy and horrible and a bad plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You did all of this so that Fi and I could jump through 4-dimensional space with our memories intact, right?
Yes.
But why did you need us to do that? People have died for this. I mean, let's count how many different ways people died. Murder, antimatter explosion, suicide. I've died, so did Fi, so have you.
So we're acknowledging those are all timelines that happened.
Yeah.
And they still happened. And didn't unhappen. She looks like the villain of it. I'm sorry, she looks like the villain of every Junji Ito comic.
She is the villain.
It's really distracting.
I mean, you say that like she is literally not the fucking villain. She literally...
like, you've read their comics.
Yeah.
His comics. It looks like a tracing of it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It's perfect.
I'm not going to say that it's probably not ripped from it. I mean, I would be silly.
It's crazy.
I would be stupid to assume that this guy wasn't influenced by that. But like, given that all the influences he got from Wikipedia, but
so why would you do all this? What does it matter that Fi and I jump through time?
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable. You are all destined to die. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
Man, you talk about me being nihilist. This bitch is over like, no, I mean, you gotta die.
Sigma's yelling.
I already know all that.
Because she's just fucking looping.
What I'm asking you is why? What is so goddamn important that it's worth all this?
Yes, the grand scheme.
Figure it out eventually.
The fuck I won't! You tell me now! No!
What? Just when is eventually?
In a future not very far from now.
Oh, fuck off. Are they about to end the game and be like, find out in the next game why any of this happened?
I'm about to fly my ass over to fucking Japan and I'm about to burn Spike Chunsoft down. Get your fucking ass here!
How are we going to go to the past to solve a problem we don't know about? Why wouldn't she just tell us? What the fuck? No, it's getting so bad now.
Bullshit!
Don't do this to me.
That's not good enough! Why can't you tell us now? Instead of answering, Akane knelt down next to Dio and picked his knife up off the floor.
What the fuck's she gonna do?
I'm going to keep this with me.
The fuck?
Don't change the subject.
But it's almost time.
What are you talking about? We've got plenty of time.
No. In a few moments, you'll return to the original timeline.
What?
This is the way it has to be. Don't fight it. Logomorph.
Yes.
Excuse me, what?
Logomorph?
That's a terrible name, by the way. That's a terrible name.
It's a terrible
You
name.
call him Zero Jr. His official designation is Logomorph.
Why? What was the point of that, by the way?
Logomorph, this is an order. Unlock my bracelet.
Compliance.
Wow. I kind of don't mind Zero Jr. when it's talking to Akane because it's very toned.
By the way, June programmed it to be annoying.
What an ass.
Thing isn't
Just in case we didn't have a billion reasons to not like Akane as a person, she also programmed Logomorph to be the most annoying, shitty thing ever.
No. Let's be frank here. It might have been Santa who programmed Zero.
They can share the blame. I already hated both of them, and they just make it worse.
I'm gonna blame Akane for Luna.
Yeah.
I have put the bracelet onto Dio. All we have to do is place his body in the 5th AB room, the second one from the right.
Yep.
That's the one Quark is in, right?
Correct. I will move him. I will also put your bodies back into the 3rd AB room. Once that's done, I will reset its puzzle to an unsolved state.
Why do you need to do all that?
To recreate the history that you remember. Your consciousness is about to leave your body and return to the future. Your body will be emptied, and your other consciousness will jump back in. If your bodies aren't back in the 3rd AB room by then, it would be bad.
So you're saying some version of us is going to wake up in that room and repeat the same history again? Well, I guess this could actually be our 2nd or 3rd time.
You are exactly correct.
It's your 33rd time.
I've kept track.
Lastly, I'm going to leave this with you.
She paused and pulled something out of her pocket. It was a small key attached to a string.
I'll tie it onto your ankle so that you won't lose it. All right, Sigma?
Are you telling me he just didn't notice that whole game?
Yeah.
What's it say on there?
You would feel the fuck out of that, by the way.
You would, yeah.
That would be distracting as shit. Do you know how often... Hey, fun little fact for fucking audience, I guess. Do you know how often I get creeped out by my own hair? Like in a once a day or so, I go and like jump us a little bit because I think a spider's on my leg, and it's just my fucking hair like moving a little bit, like on my leg.
The fuck?
Yeah,
I've never had that.
I got dangly ass hair and shit, or just like sweat or something, which you don't deal with because you don't sweat because your body's broken or whatever. But like, it's very easy to feel something on your ankle and be like, It's like I would feel the fuck out of a key being tied to my ankle and moving around under my jeans like there's a fucking lizard attached to my leg. Like, put it like in the fucking webbing of his shoe or something.
Well, no, why would you? You could tie it around his ankle, but then stuff the key like to the side of the sock, so that way it doesn't rub against your skin.
Or you could like sew it into like the lining of his fucking jean.
So, gee, well, okay, I don't think she's got like a crafting kit right now. Like,
well, they should have planned ahead. That's what she does. She planned ahead enough to have a key. She can't like just throw a tiny bit of thread in. I'm not saying like fucking hem it in there perfectly. I'm just saying like a piece of cloth on the inside of your ankle, on like in the inside of the jeans, and then just sew it in a little bit. Like no one would notice. So he's got shitty patchwork clothes anyway.
You can also just put it in our pocket, given the fact that you actually fucking encountered us in order to give us this key, which means that if we had the key in our pocket, we wouldn't be able to use it if we didn't know about morphogenic fields, but if we did, we'd be able to use it, which means that it's okay to have it in our pocket because...
I'm just saying there's a weak-ass hiding spot and I would have noticed it immediately.
Yeah.
Tu fui ego eris.
It's Latin. It means, what you are, I was. What I am, you will be.
Yes.
I'm wondering.
Let's just...
No.
What?
I'm wondering if
What?
Akane specifically chose Phi because she knows Latin. And she wants to use all these...
You get to save the world because you know Latin, but not that well. You know a little Latin.
Yeah,
you know
but
a couple things in Latin.
She only wanted...
Your Latin's garbage.
But she only wanted someone who knew Latin so someone would actually understand her crappy, stupid
Her
fascination.
annoying clues.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with
It
it?
will help you meet someone who's very important.
What?
Go. Return to the future. You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you. Now hurry.
Excuse me, what?
Wait. I still...
This is the only way they know how to express morphogenetic fields.
I guess.
Is just like flash a bunch of random scenes.
Why don't you just do, what's it called? Just do sliders. Just
sliders.
Destination. Where are you putting these
They're
destinations
taking us
now?
back to the future now.
Okay, so where in the...
Gonna take you back to the future. There's so many novel segments.
Wait, round 3 ally.
They had to call it something.
Oh, because we're about to do the A-B test to try to get 9.
Looks like you're awake.
Oh, right, because we left off when we were going to do the A-B game so that everyone could... Right, because we have to do the infinite allying to save everyone, even though that probably doesn't matter because we're going to go back in time anyway.
Is this the infirmary?
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
so we went to the warehouse to check on you.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
Kay and I hurried back here with you.
I looked over at Phi and met her eyes. Do you remember what happened just now?
You mean what happened a long time ago?
Yeah. You got him pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I remember all right.
She goes and just kicks him in the nuts.
What are you guys talking about?
They do that like once every 20 hours. It's so startling when they render the character already standing in mid-frame, then do the whip zoom or whatever after he's already standing there.
Clark.
It scared me. I'm scared.
Stop doing that.
Stop scaring children.
What am I? Chopped liver?
Sure. I mean,
Please don't.
basically, with how
Please.
important you are to the story, yes, you're chopped liver.
Please don't do it.
Really, the culmination of Alice's story in this game was that we talked to her once in a room, and wait, what was important about any of that?
Because her dad died.
No, that was the earlier conversation, wasn't it? What was important about the Alice conversation in the garden? Besides confirming that we remembered a number from another timeline? Like, did Alice say... Alice didn't say anything vaguely important to the story, did she?
No.
Holy shit, yeah, why... Just like Lotus, she's just pointless.
No, she got boobies.
Ah, I did it again.
Alice,
Back among the conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
Grandpa told me what you did.
Everyone's so friendly
Thanks for
now.
finding the medicine for us.
No problem. All in a day's work when you're a time-traveling whatchamacallit. Although I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit action.
Really grabbing at straws here, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm not. I would like to be grabbing.
He's grabbing into his straw.
Hey, we banned those. You need to have a reusable one now. Can't have plastic straws, you lunatic. It's bad for the environment.
What are you talking about? Wait, I genuinely don't get what you're going for.
You don't know?
What?
Oh, we passed a law that banned reusable straws.
What?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about condoms.
No, I was talking about like.
I was talking about his penis.
Yeah, and I was saying.
And he's just stuck with straws.
Yeah, and I stuck with straws.
Wait, are you saying he has a disposable penis because he has mech arms?
Yeah.
That's where you're going. That was a stretch as fuck. You should write the next game. With your shitty ass jokes.
I already did. I used my morphogenetic fields to go back in the past.
Oh, it was you. What if you found out you were the writer for the third game?
Could I go back in time and kill myself before I did that?
But what if
Wait, that would be me though.
What if the third game's secretly genius and it's perfect because you wrote it and that's why everyone hates it? because they love the first two games so much, but Andrew wrote the third one and they're like, no. That's why her shirt's just open the whole game.
I feel like that's why I put a helmet on a kid so I don't have to look at it.
Oh, it's all in character.
Hey, I wasn't talking to Quark. That was an offer for Alice.
Who's wearing less than a bathing suit right now.
Yeah.
Whatever. Forget about that.
Hi, I'm here too for some reason.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
You guys
you.
are awake. All we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
Wait, huh? What?
I'm here. I'm in this game exclusively to sell more copies.
What are you talking about?
Look at your bracelet.
It says 10. I have 10 BP.
I've got 15 BP.
Damn, girl.
So we fast forward to a future version of them that already did the loops.
Yep.
That means I got 6 more points while I was out.
But how?
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours. We've played the AB game 3 times.
That's convenient. We don't have to wait through that.
3 times?
Damn it, this was our chance to hear everyone's backstory and for me to tell you that you're me. Sigma's just not telling him. It's really fucked up. Sigma knows where the key is.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part.
Sigma knows where the key knows armor is and that he's him, and he's just not doing anything about it. We know that he knows that because he just showed us that in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a dick.
Of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time. But no matter who voted, everyone chose Ally.
Oh, you could just press.
Yeah, we get it.
And now all of us have enough to leave.
Damn, Luna, you were about to die.
Even Dio.
Like,
Even Dio gets to leave.
like hot damn.
Yeah, Luna was the only one that just barely got to 9. Well, Luna and Temioji and Alice. Okay, we just read this. It's fine. We just read this. I don't recognize people's wrists that fast anyway. No one does.
No one does.
Except the armor one. You could probably be like, hey, that's Alice. Hey, that's Kay. And then everyone else is like, oh, some white wrist.
I was stunned. How would everyone cooperate long enough to raise all of our BP past 9?
Really?
That is a very good question. I will be honest with him.
No, it's not a good question. There's no stakes anymore. Everyone knows that there's no stakes, and you just press ally and it's fine. Like,
no, I don't trust
it's
Alice
insane
still. Alice is still...
Alice was probably unconscious anyway and didn't vote either.
Okay, that's true.
Like Alice and Quark probably weren't involved in half the AB games, and by the time they could vote, it was probably the last round where it's like, well, don't be an asshole. Literally everyone's fine. like we're already good to go.
Well, she can't be an asshole because she has to vote ally or she'll die.
Yeah.
Or she won't be able to make it out.
Yeah.
Everyone else would be fine, even if she betrayed them. But if she betrayed them, then everybody would just be like, eh.
Well, I guess we're leaving you.
Yeah.
Because you're the last place.
Yeah.
Was because Akane hadn't been killed. Without a death to start things off, maybe we'd been less suspicious of one another.
That is also true. People keep betraying people because they're like, dude, there's a murder on the loose.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Or the bombs have had something to do with it. We'd all joined forces against Dio, and Phi and I had been able to disarm all of them.
It's a good thing there wasn't a configuration that was Dio, Phi, and Sigma as a group, where because then they'd be fucked. Because none of them could vote.
Yeah.
And then they would just all die after all that.
Well, Akane's still alive, so I guess technically she could rig it so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but if it was truly random, it could have just fucked them in like one of the dimensions.
Yeah.
After all this.
All of us had banded together against a common enemy and overcome a tremendous threat. Perhaps that had strengthened our bond.
Well, 2 of the people were passed out during the bonding.
Yeah.
Which I had to admit would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio had planted the bombs that forced us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told you? Death was
I love flashbacks from a minute ago.
Let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
Shut up. I've been doing so much goddamn work while you've been passed out for 90% of the game.
You haven't done anything in this entire game. I don't think he's ever solved a puzzle or been doing anything in the plot.
No, he always solves the first room.
Solves the first room.
Yeah.
You mean he solves the...
Well, he's always there for the puzzle in the first
The
doors.
elevator, you mean?
No, these rooms. The infirmary, the lounge, the crew quarters. Quark is awake for the first escape room.
Yeah.
And then he's infected by the second one.
Yeah, but as we know, the vast majority of characters just stand there and do nothing for entire escape rooms while one person solves everything.
No, that's just ours.
So as far as
that's only when we're in a
as far
room.
as we can tell in this game, Quark never solved a single puzzle, nor did anything in the story, besides be unconscious or suicidal.
What about him?
I don't know, just handcuff his hand to the other hand, and then his hands are behind his back. It'd help to have a shorter handcuff.
After some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind.
Jesus. All right.
Alice was the only holdout. She complained about wanting to take him back to her superiors, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after we escaped and deal with Dio then, she reluctantly complied.
All right.
Dude, you're gonna come back to Dio having like pissed and shit all over himself.
But wait, what's outside?
Space.
What the fuck are they about to go out to? I didn't think we'd finish the Nonary game. I thought we'd be like, mission accomplished, you can go back in time now, you did it, you learned how to do it, go. And then you go back in time and save the world. They're finishing the Nonary game? What the fuck happens here? Also, they never went through the door.
Everybody ready?
I'll remind you, Andrew.
Yes.
They never went through that door.
No, they didn't.
They finished, all three teams beat the white door rooms.
We also have a key that we have no reason for.
And then they turned around and went back.
Why do we have a key?
Next room or something? I don't know.
What next room? We're leaving the damn game.
Maybe it was, I think there might have been a locked thing in the airlock area or something.
No, there was a sealed door.
Let's go.
Everybody ready? I'm going to open it.
Yes, just get on with it.
I don't think that they set that up to forget it immediately. I'm sure the key is going to come up.
Everyone else swallowed and nodded.
It's not like it can't go physically back in time with them, so it has to come up here.
Well, it didn't physically go anywhere. It's always been attached to him the whole game.
Yeah.
I grabbed the lever and pulled it down.
I'm saying it's going to come up like right now. It has to. It'd be insane to include it otherwise.
The number 9 door opens and there's another door with a fucking key lock on it.
Psych.
And Sigma's like,
the anti-Dio barrier.
Sigma just looks and is like,
well, fuck me.
like,
maybe when they go out into space, then they go out for a while and it's actually like a Truman Show dome, and the only door has a lock on it, which is that one. And then Jim Carrey gets out. You like that?
Welcome to Mars.
He rides the boat out across the ocean, hits the barrier, and the staircase is there to leave the Truman Show dome. But the door requires that one key.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that key is like the key you'd use on like a children's like music box.
Yeah.
Like you could pick that so easily with like any fake key. It's like it's a cartoon drawing of a key. It doesn't have like teeth or anything.
Yeah.
It's one square.
I didn't need to tell them twice. The room inside was clearly a loading elevator. It looked sort of like a large plate on top of a huge pedestal. We ran to the center of the plate and turned around. The number 9 door stood wide open.
2, 1, 0. The number 9 door
Is closing.
is there a way we could speed it up? 'Cause
Nope.
I've got someplace to
we
be?
could just not watch, but apparently we have to watch the whole time.
I've got like things to do today. Can we hurry this up?
I mean, you don't. There's no more day left. We've been doing this all day.
I could still do other things.
Now, this ends.
Yeah.
As the gate.
This kills the crab.
I like how the camera didn't apparently go up, so we just fell through the floor.
Yeah, no clip. No clip cheats are on.
Is that where Akane went? She no clipped through the wall?
That would really beat the Nonary game, wouldn't it?
She's just like, woo.
We're gonna go up there and then we're gonna use the key to just get to Akane.
Yeah, pretty much. She's just sitting in an office like...
And then she's gonna be like, here's my time travel chair. Sit in it, please. And that's how it ends. These fucking doors.
What if she just like, she has you sit in a chair and she's like, I'm going to send you into the past. And you just...
Yes. We
The
should
moment-
keep moving.
The moment you sit down, she just starts playing the Samurai Jack theme song.
Back to the past.
Yeah. Back to the past and who much?
Beyond the door was a wide hallway that ended in a very solid wall. To the left, we found a very familiar-looking door. We pushed it open and went in.
Oh, the key is to a locker.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, it's almost certainly a key that goes to something.
The pressure exchange chamber.
You know what this place is?
Yeah, sort of, morphogenic fields. The whole facility is pressurized, apparently.
Also, one of the puzzle rooms was this place. But I guess
I
we
think-
saw it this time.
No.
I think the idea is to keep the air outside and consequently the virus from getting inside. That means that if we want to go out, we have to decompress, so we match the outside air pressure. This room here is where you prepare for going into the actual pressure exchange room.
I like the fact that, by the way, like, of these 9 people, 6 of them currently have no idea what was accomplished by any of this.
Yes.
They're just like, I guess we gotta get away now.
I guess some people are like, oh, I guess we're done. That was nice.
It's just Sigma Phi and Jumpy. Like Junpei, they're the only people that are like, oh, that's what this was all for. Everyone else is like, she's currently exactly as clueless as Lotus was at the end of 999.
But
where Lotus just like, oh, I guess we escaped the escape room, and that was all that it was for. Like, we just escaped, and that was it. And nothing. There was no ulterior motive, and nothing was accomplished.
I'm wondering more about like how no one's asking the question, what's outside?
Well, nobody knows.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't you be curious if you were like...
Yeah, because the news article about the death of everybody.
Yeah.
You see all those suits along the wall? I figured we need to put those on and head to the decompression room downstairs.
Whoa! Hold on a minute. You're saying the air outside is full of that horrible virus?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
A little slow on the uptake, aren't you, Clover?
Also, it doesn't really matter. We all are already infected with Radical 6. That just don't worry about it. Let's go on. Of course, according to Akane, we were all already infected with Radical 6, so the whole room seemed a little pointless.
Oh, just you wait till you get
Why?
outside.
How did all this happen?
Did they?
No, that's not possible.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now.
How am I going to put that suit on? We really should have gotten the key to open my armor before we left. That might have been the only one. I'm going to starve to death. Like, why the fuck did they get his key?
I was about to say that. I was like, wait a second. Why is Kay still wearing his armor?
They had all the time in the world. They just left him in the armor, which they know how to open. And they're like, fuck him.
And
Sigma was like, there can only be one.
Let's go outside. There's no way to know what's really going on until we do.
oh boy, Kay, you are way too
right.
optimistic.
How is he going to put the armor on?